Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to me. We are back to our show where nothing happens. Another day with very little amounts of news, but we got some price action to talk about. We were dipping yesterday. We were around exactly where we are right now, literally 0% movement. But after I ended my stream, we ended up dropping significantly to a level that I mentioned. About 115,000 was where I put our support level. We did have our super trend for Bitcoin at 114,600, which is exactly where we dropped to. I did enter a position right over here, which is now in profit. I might close it. Did I already close it? I think I put like a take profit at 119, 118.88. Around over here is where I put a take profit. We'll see if it reaches that. If not, if the stream ends and I'm bored, yeah, I'm probably just gonna end up closing the trade. So that's what's happened since yesterday, if you really want to know. This little uptrend that we have drawn over here, it's broken, kinda. Maybe we can just adjust it. Maybe this is indeed the bottom. I'm hoping that is the case because, well, you'll notice that the super trend is still positive. It has not flipped negative, and it served its purpose at finding a good support level for Bitcoin. So from here, it's good that we're bouncing up. I don't know if it will be sustained for much longer. I did draw a downtrend before. It was on another account, not with this line, not with this line, with this line. From our all-time high to this 119,000 level, or 120, and I don't know. That's looking like it might hit pretty soon if we do reach 119,000 maybe. That would be our most important level to test. If we can maintain a high level and break out from that, close above it, we wouldn't have to worry too much about this being the downtrend, right? And the super trend flipping negative once price bounces off of this level, right? We're not going to see super trend do this. Hopefully not. All right, cool. So what is next? Well, the other resistances, apart from the 119,000, still remain. So you're looking at 123,000 all-time high, and that is literally it. 125, 126,000 is where other analysts had their support. But will we maintain the up momentum? That's going to be really difficult to figure out because it's hard. Bitcoin has been lateralizing for the past week or so, and I feel like, I mean, what's going to come up for the next couple of days is going to be pretty much the same, just little volatility for Bitcoin. Hey, you'll notice a lot of altcoins have suddenly turned green. Suspicious. Even Pump Fund. I'm going to check on that since I do have an open position on it. Is this the bottom? I will not enter it yet until we confirm we break this downtrend. Because who knows, maybe we hit this like another 4% rise, sure, that would be pretty neat, but then what if we just get another like 30% drop? So I've seen some pretty negative fundamentals about Pump Fund as well that I'll analyze soon. This is an important support resistance level, of course, at 0.004 approximately. This is our ICO price that I've also noted down, right? This is where price has opened at, which we are currently far below that. Chances of us reaching this again, 95% increase. I don't know if that's really going to happen. The reason Pump Fund has been dropping based off of small things that I can recall is a New York court has filed a case against Pump Fund for, you know, gambling and the meme coin market, all that kind of stuff. They're obviously going to beat that court case. I'm pretty sure Pump Fund will win. Here we go with the yawns again. As soon as I start streaming. Wow, I didn't even fill up any water either. This is embarrassing. Okay. What do I do? Do I pause stream? I'm going to pause stream. And I'm going to come back with water. I could. I don't know, man. I'll be back with water. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back with my water. I gotta get a webcam on up soon, eventually, at some point. Um, Maybe that'll make my channel better. I don't know. But here we are. Okay, pump fund, negative trend. Super trend is at 0.003602. We got a while before we rise up to that. I do know that pump fund will be a very, very volatile coin. And okay, so reasons why pump fund is dropping, like I said, that court case was filed. There was an airdrop token delay and a lot of early buying whales sell off, of course, causing this downfall. Now I push my liquidation price all the way down here. It's a really significant drop, and I don't think it's ever going to happen, if I'm being completely honest. So whenever I find that we've found our floor and we've broken through this downtrend, sure, I'll be a little bit late to the party, so to speak, but I'll be safe. And that's what really matters. I'd rather be late and safe, and, you know, I'd still take advantage of a good rise, because Pump Fund is just such a volatile coin, really. It has a max supply, so you don't got to worry about inflation. The only thing you really got to worry about is the token unlocks, which, I don't know, market's kind of doing the opposite thing here. Like, people announce, well, the KOLs would announce, yeah, we're releasing more tokens into the ecosystem, and everybody starts buying because they want to partake in that and receive those tokens, obviously, to sell them off later. In my opinion, that's something like, okay, you're adding more to the supply while the demand, it's stable. You're just going to drop the price by releasing more tokens into the ecosystem because there's too much supply and not a lot of demand to keep up with that supply. So what drives the prices, right? Supply and demand. So, in my opinion, I would stay away from stuff like that. But, you know, whatever. People have their own retail degen brains. They could do whatever they want with it. So, the other thing that's currently happening is the airdrops are being delayed. This is something positive, in my opinion. I don't know if maybe that's why the price is rising, but based off of my understanding, price was dropping because of this news, the fact that it got delayed. Yeah, I'm going to pull up the exact wording. I found it on CoinMarketCap, I think. Where's Pump Fun? And why is it up to date? That is a lie. Come on. So whale exits have completed. Sector rotation, Solana ecosystem tokens have gained as Bitcoin dominance is dipping, with traders shifting to high beta alts. And derivatives activity, open interest rose to 2.5%. So a lot of leverage is there. What was the legal risk? So the lawsuit alleging unlicensed gambling operations from New York. Let's Bonk Fund capturing market share. Where was the one about here? The airdrop delay, that's what I'm looking for. So there was an indefinite postponement of the airdrop that triggered a 12% intraday drop yesterday, well today, accelerating exits from early investors. In my opinion, this is something good. Why do you want airdrops? It's just, you know, more tokens being released into the ecosystem that people will just sell off with. So you're adding more to the supply, which that's something that will make the price drop. And on top of that, the people that will get that token for free will sell it off, also causing the price to drop, right? It's not going to make the price go up. Impossible. The only reason it will go up is because people will buy the token, on spot, I'm assuming, and they will receive that airdrop, some extra tokens, free money, and then sell it off immediately after. So it's like, okay, what really is the play here? In my opinion, it's just short-term negativity stuff. But those are the, like, bit of the negative fundamentals that I saw for it. We got more sentiment being bullish over here as price is dropping. But I mean, yeah, ever since its ICO, it's been dropping and dropping. So I don't think this is a confirmed bottom just yet. I'd still be patient with it. If it does break this, like, where would I draw the line here, realistically? I don't know. I'd have to kind of, like, zoom in for real. I don't think I'd look at a 1 hour chart. Yeah, whatever. Like, as soon as we do just cross this downtrend, whether that be by time or by strength, that's probably when I would be entering, realistically, just looking at this downtrend. I think that's valid. What do you guys think? All right, that's all I want to say about Pump Fun. Good rise today. I'm still losing $500, but I'll be entering a good position as soon as we find our bottom. This could have been the bottom. I mean, RSI conditions were oversold, so that's your indicator. That price is indeed supposed to swing back upwards, which I was really considering entering at that time yesterday, but I was like, we don't know exactly where the bottom is, and it could have kept dropping. It was dropping significantly too, like the percentage movements on Pump Fun, it's pretty big, especially for a token that's number 81, like really volatile coin, so gotta watch out for that stuff. Let's move on to Ethereum. It's recovered 1.69%. 3,721 is the current price. Actually not too bad for Ethereum. It's been holding really strong. It used the support level really well at 3,500, which I'm sure I covered before. And the uptrend, no need to adjust it. It's still in play. It's perfect. I like it. Next stop is, of course, 3,950 maybe by the all-time high downtrend. From there, we do not have any more downtrends as a resistance that we got to be worried about. It's only just previous highs technical levels, right? So you got this year's high of 4,109 that we hit in, well, I don't know if it was January or December. It's probably December. Bless me. And then what else we got? I don't know. It'll depend on I could try fib extensions or fib retracement from the actual 2021 all-time high down to whatever low point it was, although I think that's a bit too extreme. We're probably not going to get much data from it, so I'd leave that alone for now. But we'll see when we get there. Maybe this, you know, could be all wrong, me speculating towards the top, but everything could just drop. So we got to wait it out. Solana is at also up 2.21%, 185. I was hoping a drop to 171 to maybe enter Solana, but it never reached there. It never reached an oversold condition either. Bit concerning. Who knows? Maybe we'll see some price decay over the weekends as well for most assets. That's probably a good time to enter, in my opinion. I should have, by the way, if you're not aware, I am trying to DCA a little bit in a tax-free savings account on my Canadian portfolio on crypto ETFs, right? So we have a valid Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP ETF that I have been investing into, DCAing like one share each day that it's down. This morning was down, and I guess I didn't have time to enter it. Oh well. I should have, though. Missed opportunity because things ended up rising today, so could have been good. Whatever. There will always be opportunities, and plus it's a DCA, so it's I'm taking it really slow because I lost a lot of money on natural gas ETFs. That's a stupid thing that I hate about Canada, is that like you don't got a lot of options. Everything is too strict, too regulated. You can't invest in a lot of stuff, and if you want to, you'd have to do it through an ETF, which is like, all right, what are we really doing here? So yeah, natural gas ETFs made me lose a lot. I don't know, I studied natural gas really hard, understood its cycles very well, but ultimately the opposite ended up happening thanks to Russia-Ukraine war, which can that please end? Anyway, 50 days, Trump said. We'll see what happens. An ultimatum for Russia, but I don't think Russia's gonna budge at all. Anyways, that's separate. What else was I going to mention about ETFs? Oh yeah, I'm also... The volatility index, there's an ETF version of it, which is really weak and pathetic. Like the percentage movements that it has compared to the actual volatility index. It's like half or less, like a third of its movement. And yeah, like I said, it's pathetic, so... But it's still, you know, it does trace the movements pretty decently. It is a little bit leveraged, so it does have that ETF decay, which I hate. Similar deal to, that's how I lost money with natural gas. Leveraged ETFs, you would probably want to stay away from those because whether you love them or hate them, on a stable asset like a commodity or something, that's just gonna it's just gonna go down forever, right? Natural gas price is relatively, I say stable, but not in the fact that like it's always at one price, but the fact that it's always going to return to a certain price range, even if it has crazy spikes upward or downwards, whatever the case may be. Ultimately, you're not going to see, you know, natural gas rise up like gold is, for example, or Bitcoin, like something that's going to supposed to rise infinitely because it has a lot of value. Sure, we need natural gas, but you also need to have it affordable for people to use and live with. Same stuff goes for crude oil or literally any other commodity. You can also check like the commodities here. Wrong. This is perpetual futures. Anyways, you get the point. So on stuff like that, leveraged ETFs, it's always going to go down infinitely. I'm pretty sure I've shown charts and examples of it before. Should I talk about it now? I guess I will, because I really don't have much news to share anyway, so I'll touch on the subject while I can. I'll give you an example of what I've been investing in. Okay, so first of all, natural gas. Let me go to weekly chart here for you. This is the weekly chart of natural gas, right? I didn't mean to do that. You'll notice that price is always between $3.54 and $1. $3, $1, maybe have a spike up. That's a bit of an abnormality. 2018, what happened over here? Trump initial trade war with China that happened. And then, you know, what happened over here, 2021. Well, I'm assuming this is like post-COVID, of course. Yeah, after COVID, like natural gas went on a rally. Then it corrected back to where it should have belonged. And then what happened in February 2022? Well, Russia-Ukraine war, and that spiked the price up all the way to $9. That is a severe abnormality that it took a literal war for natural gas's price to spike up like that. But after things kind of relaxed, huge crash with natural gas. When there's like huge volatility like this, sure, leveraged ETFs can absolutely help you out in a good way. If you're in it at the right time, in the right direction, of course, whether it's bullish or bearish. But then like it goes back to where its regular state, and then now we are like practically over here. I think I'll delete this. And now we're back to our normal place, right? We had a bit of a spike up over here, which this is why I lost. I was not expecting a rise like this. I was expecting us to, you know, kind of head back downward. I was going bearish on it, but the opposite happened, and I just ended up losing more money. And I mean, even if you are right and you do nothing about it, like the fact that natural gas's movement, I'm just showing you this so you guys can see an example, right? Ignoring all this at the top, ignore all the blue area, just focus on the red area over here. You'll see natural gas likely within this price range most of the time. But when you go to a leveraged ETF, which is Global Investments Canada Inc., Better Pro Natural Gas Inverse Leveraged Daily, whatever this is, Daily ETF, whatever. If I zoom out, 2010. Yeah, we've got a lot of history on this, but you'll notice it cost $1,000. No, that's not true. And then you'll notice, you see this flat line over here? It just costs less and less and less every time. But you'll notice something as well. These fellas splitting. They're literally dividing the stock every time. Meaning that this price... I mean, this would have been normal at the time, probably $8 or whatever. But with all these splittings, we're now like down over here. Imagine this, right? If you had this price like since all the way back here, you see this price decay, right? And we're always heading lower and lower and lower on this. And same thing goes with the other one. There's like another HNU. If you want like American ones, there's Boyle and Cold with a K. Same deal, right? Leveraged natural gas ETFs. This is the worst one, right? You see how much I have to zoom out on what the prices are? 800,000, 1 million, 2 million, 4 million, 8 million. You think I'm done? I'm not done. 11 million, 12 million, 28 million dollars. I'm still not done, by the way. 110 million, 140, 300 million. Still not done. What is this, a billion? 387 million? A stock is never going to cost that, by the way, which proves that since something like 2008, I've shown you natural gas's prices around those early years, the same price where it is today. If you're looking at this leveraged ETF, which this is a bullish one, you see how, like, can I reset this chart? Thank you. It's like going lower and lower every time, meaning that wherever you buy, you're likely never going to see it rise back up again, unless you're lucky, right? Unless you're buying the bottoms, which is what I was trying to do. I was trying to time the bottoms based off of natural gas cycles and, you know, try to take advantage of a good movement, hold it for like 3, 4, 5 months maybe, and you can get some profits on that. That's what I was doing. That's what I was thinking, what I analyzed with natural gas. But ultimately, if you're wrong, you're going to be really wrong, and it's going to hurt a lot. And wherever you bought, it's never going back up there. Like, if you're wrong, you get a price drop like this, and what you think it's going to go back up here if you ever, you know, if you ever bought at that price, that kind of deal, right? It's painful. I hate it. So I decided never investing in leveraged ETFs. And this is like the only option you really have if you want to invest in natural gas. Like with most exchanges, they don't give you a lot of options. So, I mean, I'm sure some brokers do, and I probably just haven't discovered them. But, I mean, my personal options are limited, so yeah. And this is just going to keep going lower and lower. We're literally at an all-time low for this leveraged ETF. Meanwhile, natural gas is at a, not even a low point, it's at its normal level. We still have so much more lower to go, and this 47% drop that we can expect from natural gas, I'm not saying that it will, I still think it's going to rise, cyclically speaking. Yeah, this is just going to drop even further lower, right? And ultimately, we're going to have to keep doing more split, multiplying the price upwards, which is why you're seeing this used to cost like $400 million, whatever it was. So that's the point of that. And the reason this happens is because, I don't know, you see natural gas kind of do its thing, rising a certain percentage, dropping a certain percentage, right? But usually, like, it stays within these ranges. The other one is leveraged. So the percentage loss that you have, like the drawdowns that you have to recover from, are significantly higher each time. And it usually doesn't reach that high percentage-wise, which is why it's not able to catch up and will always decay over time. I don't know if I explained that right. Rewind the video if you care. That's all. Cold is the other one I mentioned, by the way, same deal. And boil is the other one. Cool, back to Solana. And by the way, the ETFs that I'm investing in for crypto are not leveraged. The only one I am investing that is leveraged is the volatility index, which it's whatever. That's for short-term trading anyway. Whenever volatility index spikes, I'm selling it off, whatever I've got. And then I'm reaccumulating as prices come back down and drop again. If you do notice volatility index, it's at a good buying point, in my opinion. Like, not the best buying point, but like, this is a good moment to start accumulating, right? Let me go to a weekly chart here. It's a good point to start accumulating around these low levels. So whenever you see these huge spikes, that is some really good profit. But I'm in this one, which is like, you already see the problem, right? Leveraged ETF. Yeah. Constant splitting. But I am buying at a bottom. So that doesn't concern me too much, right? Gosh, this is horrible to zoom out every time. I'm still buying the bottoms right over here. So I'm not too concerned, right? I'm still buying at good points, and if we do get a spike up, I could take good advantage of it. But this one doesn't rise up as significantly as the actual volatility index spike ups, right? So, yeah, that is my little thing going on. All right, so I think I just talked good about Solana. XRP, we once again hit our support at $3 over here. But we are still in a downtrend for it. XRPs invalidates its downtrend at 357. Practically, if we do achieve our all-time high level again, the downtrend will be broken and will continue higher. Brain rotten thing to say, but I think you get the point. In terms of resistances, I drew this now. This is for support levels. So I think I previously drew a fib extension, but clearly we're not heading higher. We have a downtrend. It's inappropriate to draw a fib extension. So I ultimately deleted that and drew just a retracement. Where can we drop to? Seems like we hit the $2.99, $3 mark. So yeah, evidently we did bounce there. Low point of $2.99. And we've recovered to $3.13. So not much else to say for it. Like, we have a good support right over here. We'll see if we are able to maintain that. Sui up 8.88% today. Top gainer. Yeah, quick recovery. Avoiding this downtrend completely. Did not break its uptrend either. So perfect bounce over here from the support at 354. And resistance, obviously, it's very clear at the $4 mark. That was our high for today. We're at 396, attempting to maybe break that again. We're hardly a percentage point away from that. Should be easy. But what do we got next? Saturday, weekend, low volatility. We might not see it happen. We might just see a price decay. Who knows? Maybe we'll see a slight rise instead of a decay for change. Cardano also holding up very strong. It reached a high of 93 cents with our rise and has then, since then, come down, seeked support at our super trend level. You'll notice like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, not XRP, but Sui and Cardano now, have all bounced off of their super trend levels and have not broken them. It's only XRP, it seems like, the only coin that actually managed to reach an all-time high. The fact that it was so overstretched, I think, kind of deserved its oversold condition, which it did have, and a break of its super trend down to a negative, a downtrend. So yeah, that's what we got. Cardano is currently testing a resistance at 82, so we'll see if we're able to continue there. Probably going to stay in a range though, realistically speaking, for this weekend. Not a lot of volatility here, only 2.08% up today. 81 cents is the current price. 81 cents with 97. We're almost at 82. Litecoin is at 113 almost. And yeah, not a lot of movement either. Just 2% recovery. Not too bad at all. Same deal. Bounced off of this all-time high downtrend. From there, we have no limits. Same to what we experienced with Ethereum. Well, what we will experience with Ethereum. We haven't quite reached that downtrend that we are supposed to be testing from the all-time high level as well. Talked about pump already. Let's look at Sonic as well. Another coin that I wanted to enter, and yeah, exactly what I feared happened. So I put a trigger order there. Man, if that hit, I would absolutely be in profit right now. I guarantee you money that I would be in profit. But it's not too bad either way. I'm only losing $29. My order will stay there in the case we do continue dropping. I don't know, man. I think that's a scam. I think I should have absolutely received that order. But it is what it is. That kind of stuff has always happened to me, whereas like this tiny little percent, what even is this, honestly, like 0.24%, it did not hit my trigger order. It's fine. I think I could delete this for now. Is this our new down channel? Probably. Hey, that means if we rise, we're looking at a 15% rise to 38 cents. If this is the case, right? Given some time, we could reach maybe that level. That's what I'm probably going to expect. But I did have a good trade on here before, right? Bought down here, sold up there. Not too bad. Still have a lot of faith in Sonic. What did we have? Did we have any bad news for Sonic? I think we did. Something to do with the founders, I think. Was it whale activity? What could affect the price? Oh yeah, poor airdrop execution. And also a decentralized exchange listing that did not get approved or something. July 18 Season 1 airdrop triggered $85 million in withdrawals and a 17% price drop. Rain concerns about Season 2's next airdrop. Same deal, right? With the airdrops. Why are you upset about not getting airdrops? Like, me as a leveraged investor, like, that should make me happy. It just seems like, okay, well, it's opposite day. Do the opposite. Man, I'm spending 30 minutes talking about technical analysis, so I should probably move on, but yeah, that's all really it. It's looking good, though. Like, overall. It does just require, I guess, the airdrop credibility versus executing ecosystem growth plans. 32.8 support. And the Singapore events that will be happening as well in September. It could help determine whether recent sell-offs mark a bottom or precursor to new lows. Okay. And it's just up today from... Oh, look. Phase 2 Sonic Gems airdrop went live today. Ecosystem activity also happening. Amped is also part of it. Sure, you've probably seen that coin around. And a technical rebound, 32.9. Yeah, technically it is. Like, this was a support level that we bounced off of. 32.9 is what they said. I had mine at 31.42, my trigger order. So it dropped to 31.50. Didn't hit. Unfortunate. It is what it is. All right, moving on. I'd hope this Bitcoin does not keep dropping. Let's talk about our news. Trump is in Scotland. He is there to play golf. He's going to be there for 4 days. And he will also have a lot of meetings there as well. He is set to meet with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, as well as European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. And then, I guess, stuff about Jeffrey Epstein case. That stuff is still going on. It's crazy. What do I know about it? Like, recent updates. The DOJ said that, hey, maybe you are actually on that list, by the way. So I guess that explains why Trump has been reluctant to release it. You know, pretty much lying to everybody, which I'm not really happy with, of course. The fact that he said, oh yeah, you know what? Epstein killed himself. There's no files. Stop questioning it, right? And if you do question it, you're believing the Democrat hoax, and I don't want your support anymore. And then what else happened with it? There's just a lot of inconsistencies there as well. There's a lot of like old notes and old videos and interviews coming up where they're talking about that stuff. It's clear that Trump and Epstein obviously knew each other. They said that they were close, but then later on they said that they're not close. I don't know. It's all over the place. Yeah, I think that's all we got for latest developments. He's also put Ghislaine Maxwell, the wife of and accomplice of Jeffrey Epstein, in some sort of a detainment thing. Like, she has this immunity until, I guess, they're investigating her, because she obviously knows some information. Why aren't we questioning her? I guess that's to be done soon. All right. Wow, this article is literally just focusing on that. I don't care. Focus on meetings with Starmer and von der Leyen. Of course, this comes ahead of August 1st, which is going to be end of next week, the time when the tariffs will start going back on live. And there were talks about, you know, we might come to a trade deal with Britain, with Europe, right? Although I'm pretty sure they did, didn't they? It's a great deal for both. We're going to have a meeting on other things other than the deal. The deal is concluded. Okay, so that's what it says. There might be a refinement of the trade agreement. Sunday he will meet with von der Leyen ahead of August 1st deadline for tariffs on the European Union. We'll be working on a deal. We'll see if we make a deal. He told reporters a 50-50 chance of an agreement with a long list of sticking points. And that is it. He's also just going to play golf there, because he apparently has a lot of golf courses. Interesting. Also, speaking of like tariffs and stuff like that, what's happening with Canada, in case you care? He's apparently no negotiations are being done. There's no trade deal. August 1 deal imploded. There's no plan, no urgency. Mark Carney is hiding in Northwest Territories. He promised a July 21st deal, which obviously we're July 25th. That's not happening. The United States gave him until August 1st. He's ghosting it. He's not in Washington. I don't think there's anything going to happen over here. What is... What's her name again? Whatever. What is her name? Am I forgetting? What is her name? This is the U.S. House Press Secretary. My gosh. Caroline Leavitt. There we go. She's just in the background. That's all I wanted to mention. Haha. Anyways. Also, Trump criticizing Gavin Newsom and the $100 billion that was meant to go to fire victims. I guess he completely lamed this guy, right? He's saying that fire aid is a total disaster. Looks like another Democrat-inspired scam. $100 million is missing. It was supposed to go to the Los Angeles fire victims. Fires that, with proper management, would never have even happened. This is something he's referring to, like, way early when his, near inauguration days when these fires, I'm pretty sure, started. Governor Newsom refused to release billions of gallons of water from Northern California and the Pacific Northwest. What a difference it would have made. I have since overruled him, and it is now released. All federal... What is this? AII? That's not all. Uh-oh. Typo Trump. All federal housing and permits is to have... Okay, have also been approved. The city is years late. Get the fire victims their approvals to rebuild and do it now. Nice. All right. Apart from that, U.S. politics aside, well, there's still more to talk about, of course, but U.S. cryptocurrency legislation, they have driven a $4 billion rise in stablecoin supply. That is bullish. What are you going to do with stablecoins? You're going to buy crypto. So that'll be good. Trump also said he got the impression from Powell yesterday, the meeting that he had with Powell. Not a meeting, really. It was just like a little stunt where they were both in their construction hats at a new Federal Reserve building. He said that he got the impression that Powell may be ready to lower rates. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a surprise rate cut next week, Wednesday. The FOMC meeting is happening next week. That would be pretty funny. Maybe he did convince him. Trump is also considering issuing stimulus checks for low-income Americans as part of ongoing economic relief efforts. That would be interesting. I wanted to share some posts from Trump on what he is doing, introducing the rule canceling Biden's paper straw mandate, also sealing the border, stopping the migrant invasion. So far, stuff that he's done, I guess. New TSA program launched to eliminate double screenings for international flights. That would be really good. It's annoying to deal with that stuff. The economy is surging 6 months into Trump. Despite the gloomy predictions, of course, from the Fed. That's also another pressure point that Trump is using against Powell. What is this? Big, beautiful bill stuff. Trump signed 6 executive orders on artificial intelligence. I showed that before with things with NVIDIA and stuff. He secured 3 massive trade deals in one day. If I could guess, that was Japan, maybe Australia and Vietnam. What else we got? I think that is mostly it. June migrant arrests dropped 15% from prior record. Most secure border in history is what he's saying. Recession package signed, saving $9 billion on taxpayer money. No tax on tips as well. And yeah. Just little updates of what Trump has been doing so far. Global M2 money supply, that chart that I show you, you know which one it is. It's always just hitting new and new all-time highs, which is a good thing. That means, of course, more money existing in the world would eventually come to other assets and hopefully the crypto market, right? This one's funny. It made me laugh out loud. Venmo and PayPal users can now send money to the U.S. government to help pay down the $36.6 trillion national debt. What, are you expecting us to pay it off? I don't think we can, honestly. And with the amount of waste that's in the government and the fact that we're raising the debt ceiling another 5 trillion, I don't think anyone's really gonna want to donate to the US national debt payoff. I mean, it would be pretty cool. All the gold in the world, it would make a significant dent if all the gold in the world was used to pay the US national debt. The crypto market, probably. I mean, I'm trying to put the math together here. Let me show you this. Okay, $36 trillion national debt. Oh, I don't want this. Hold on. First, I'm gonna move you to trash, and I'm gonna put you over here. There we go. This is the good one. $22 trillion in gold, but we need 36 trillion. So, how much is that? Don't judge my math. 36 minus 22. So we'd have 14 trillion left. Bitcoin's market cap is 2 trillion, and I'm not sure everybody that is in Bitcoin will sell off their Bitcoins to pay off the national debt, but hey, let's just say they did. That's $2 trillion down. If Nvidia decided to bankrupt their company and donate to the US national debt, that's another 4 trillion down. What if Microsoft, Apple, and Google did it? -3, -3, -2. There you go. If all these top companies, with the exception of Google, sold off completely into the United States national debt and decided to pay it off, we'd pay off the US national debt. There you go. I mean, it is possible, so there is hope. Man, they were even saying that maybe Bitcoin would be the one to pay it off, but I don't see them rushing to buy any Bitcoin, so what's the deal here? If they want to use Bitcoin to pay off the US national debt, they better start accumulating now, but they didn't take my advice to sell gold when it was at all-time highs and buy Bitcoin when it was at a yearly low at 74,000. When Bitcoin was at 74,000, gold was at really high levels. That was April 7. April 7, right over here. Gold was at all-time high, 3,500. I said, on that day, literally on that day, you can go find the stream. I don't know which one it is. But I said, sell your gold and buy Bitcoin. Go to Bitcoin's chart, August 7. Right over, I mean, April 7. Did I say August for both? I'm sorry, I meant April. April 7. Right? Oh, April 7 was over here. Sure, I mean, even still after, like, you had 2 more weeks of time to sell the gold that you had in your reserves to buy Bitcoin and put it into your reserves, right? Because Bitcoin was still under 80, 90,000. Easily could have bought that. You would be making more profits right now on Bitcoin, and you will be making even more profits in the future. Obviously, you're not going to, it's not a today thing that we have to pay off the US national debt. Sure, it probably will still continue to increase, but so will our assets, and our assets are meant to outpace the debt to eventually pay it off, which we could probably do with Bitcoin. That's at least what I think. It would be interesting to see. But now they're asking us, our peasants, to drop maybe $1,000 into a $36 trillion debt. Yeah, like that's ever gonna happen. Hey, I mean, it's probably possible, probably, and I say, because hey, remember the when I researched that thing for Trump is likely going to allow 401k retirement funds to be allowed to invest in Bitcoin or crypto. That's a $9 trillion market. Everybody's retirement funds, $9 trillion. Not the US. What is the global M2 money supply at? Like, does it give me that number in US dollars? I do want to know that. Where can I find that? Currencies, I guess. Well, no, this is mainly Forex. Okay. Calendar, countries, forecasts. Countries. Yeah, I could probably find United States and then M2 money supply. Am I blind? Money. Money. Supply M2. In the United States. 22,000 billion. Okay, what is 22,000 billion? 22 trillion? Am I right? Why do you have to do that? Just give me the real number. Or give me a different chart line. Man. Yeah, it's 22 trillion. 21, 22 trillion. That's all the money that exists in the actual United States, right? So... money supply estimated by the Federal Reserve rose, so that's also still on the rise. M2 money supply in the United States averaged that billion from 1959 till 2025, reaching an all-time high in the month of June. A record low was January 1959. Yeah. Hey, that should help pay off a good chunk of it, though. If it's 36 trillion, we're using 22 trillion there, and hey, maybe even gold will help pay it off. I should be a politician. I have ideas on how to pay off this national debt. The way Warren Buffett, I think, said it is that we'll cut the salaries of government officials, and that way we'll solve the national debt. Like, what was the quote that he said? Warren Buffett quote, how to end... What was it? Government debt? I think it was that or whatever it was. Warren Buffett. Financial plan to eliminate America's accounting debt in 5 minutes. What was the quote? He said I could end the deficit in 5 minutes. Just pass a law that says anytime the deficit of more than 3%... What? Yeah, the members of Congress are ineligible for re-election anytime that there is a deficit of more than 3% in the GDP. Because, I mean, yeah, debt is necessary, but we're looking at the GDP, the growth rate. If there's a deficit of more than 3%, the members of Congress are ineligible for re-election. That way they would actually push themselves to do something to avoid this, to ensure the economy grows and that we're able to pay off our debt. It's ultimately what it's talking about there. All right, cool. Moving on. Galaxy Digital has completed a sale over 80,000 bitcoins, which is worth more than $9 billion for a Satoshi era investor. I never heard of this company, Galaxy Digital. Okay. Galaxy Digital. It's a global leader in digital assets and data center infrastructure deriving solution and intelligence. Okay, well, they somehow had 80,000 bitcoins probably from Satoshi eras. Fair enough. That means like years ago, like decades ago. And they just sold off 80,000 bitcoins and, well, yeah, we did have a bit of a dent in the price. I'm not sure when they sold it, though. Does it say when? Maybe they're just taking profits. It's a good time to take profits, I guess, if you're from a Satoshi era. I mean, Bitcoin won 20,000? Sure. When did this happen? Yeah, they bought it around 2009 to 2011, and cryptocurrency was worth fractions of a cent as per blockchain data from Arkham Intelligence. Bitcoin's price, which is at 115,000, suggests robust market absorption, challenging the narratives of price volatility from large scales and aligns. That's also part of the reason why we probably saw a price decrease. Huge whale sell-off right over here. 80,000 bitcoins, that is a lot. We were panicking last year because Germany was threatening to sell, and they did sell 50,000 bitcoins, and we were making a huge stink out of it. Like, we dropped $10,000 from 60,000 to 50,000, or maybe more, right? I think it was 15,000, whatever the number was. And that was last year. Now we could take an $80,000 Bitcoin sell-off and still remain unfazed. We're still in our uptrend. It's no big deal. Like, that's crazy. That's really cool. From here, let me do the math, actually. If Bitcoin was 119,000, oh boy, here we go. Okay. let's see. So, first of all, 80,000 bitcoins. 80,000 bitcoins at the price of 119,000. Let's just say that's what it was at the time. Yeah, it's $9 billion as the post suggests, worth of money. If we take that and subtract it from the current market cap of Bitcoin, I mean, this is looking at Bitcoin's market cap of 117,000, so it's a bit unfair. You know what? 80,000. Let's just say that they sold it off right now. What would the price be? It's easier to do the math this way. Times 117, 282, 93. That's the current price. So it's still 9,300,000,000 minus the market cap. 2,333,652,941,176. It's this amount. Will be our new market cap. How do I make this negative? There we go. And what do? We multiply or divide this? We divide this by the circulating supply, which is 19,890,000. There. The current price, it would just drop Bitcoin. If we sold off 80,000 Bitcoins right now, 117,000, it would drop to 116,800. Like that's, it seems like a lot of money, right? $9 billion, sure. And you're only going to impact the price of Bitcoin by 117,200 to 116,800, whatever that was, $400 of a price impact on Bitcoin. Like that's literally nothing. Imagine the volume that Bitcoin has per day to have these kinds of price movements in market cap. Like that is significant numbers. Bitcoin is so massive, right? Makes you wonder how things like gold even moves. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show for that. Right, I gotta hurry up here. I got a couple more stuff to talk about. So, BlackRock's head of digital assets has actually left BlackRock, and he joined Joe Lubin's SharpLink Gaming, which is now the second biggest Ethereum treasury firm. The first one, of course, being from Tom Lee. This one, I shared this before. The SharpLink Gaming is buying Ethereum as a reserve. The guy from BlackRock, the head of digital assets, so not Larry Fink, not the CEO, it's a different guy. He joined that SharpLink Gaming for Ethereum now. Interesting. It's crazy to see now that there's just people doing Ethereum strategic reserves now, which, I mean, I guess is good, right? They will help Ethereum's price rise. And matter of fact, you know, you have other people, other CEOs, like the CEO of Galaxy Digital, Mike Novogratz, saying that Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin over the next 3 to 6 months. They're having faith in Ethereum. Institutional interest is back. That'll be really good. Oh, hi, Nasi. ¿Cómo estás? This might be too complicated for you, so just click off the stream if you don't understand Bitcoin or crypto. More pump.fun news. Machi Brig Brother is a whale. Adding more pump long positions. Like I said, I'm still not going to add more to the position that I currently have. I still feel like it's going to drop more. Hey, we're kind of rising, though. It's not too bad. How far are we from this bottom, honestly? Like, how much did it rise? 20% rise. Ooh. Sure, fair enough. I missed out on that, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, like I said. So my point still stands. This guy, though, has been long for a very long time, right? When did he buy it? What price? 0.025602. He's in profit. He's fine. Right? No, his entry is 004. I lied. He's not fine at all. Oh, he's not fine at all, buddy. You're doomed. Okay, you want contexto? So contexto is that I buy not Bitcoin, but any crypto, and crypto go up and I make money. And I stream this every night. I talk about geopolitics. I know you're an O2 gamer, so yeah. That's all I wanted to mention. What did this guy buy at? I want to see. 00458. This guy bought over here. Oh no. This guy bought over here. I mean, I'm just as bad. Probably not that bad though. Like I don't have millions invested. This is only $600. I'm planning to buy a harder position that would drop my average price from here to like something like maybe down over here, where price would eventually take me into profit. And I'd sell off as soon as I can, right? So yeah, that's the plan. There is a Thailand war conflict for whatever reason. Cambodian army soldiers are just shooting at the border for no reason. There's a lot of war footage here. Just they literally look the same. Thailand and I'm sorry, but yeah, they just do. Thai, Cambodians, they look the same. Probably speak the same language. No, I'm probably wrong about that. But yeah, they're just they look like tribals with just these modern equipments. Like this guy literally grabs an RPG and just blasts it, like crazy stuff like that. And then I don't know, missiles getting launched as well. Like it's pretty hectic stuff. What is this? A helicopter? Yeah. Drones, mortar shells. Yeah. The guy carrying more missile launchers. Yeah. So that's going on. And then last bit of news. This is funny. Apparently, I didn't even know about this until today. There is an app called T where you have to submit like proof that you're a woman so that you can use this app. It's supposed to be a woman-only app, I guess. You know, spill the tea kind of deal where women can gossip and talk about men and their struggles, whatever the case may be. And there were these leakers on 4chan who are now doxing. Well, not doxing, but apparently these women were doxing men and stuff like that, but whatever. They just released a bunch of like personal information about all these women. They breached their data, so I don't know. Anyways, people are also just saying, oh, wow, these are the women that are saying that men are trash and everything. Whatever. Yeah, they don't care too much about... I don't care too much about the drama, but it's pretty funny, I thought. Alright, cool. There, so I will end the stream here. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. I will probably take profits soon. If I'm not making enough, I'll just hold on to it, which might be my demise ultimately. We'll see. Yeah, markets are closed everywhere, so gonna have to wait until Monday. And next week, though, it will be very volatile, so I can't wait for next week. Mainly after Wednesday. Wednesday, FOMC meeting. Thursday, what was it? GDP, PCE. Friday, non-farm payroll, unemployment. That'll be good to have a look at that data and experience the volatility. All right.